guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have this makeup look for you. This look is inspired by the amazing by Brookelle. I'm completely obsessed with her pictures on Instagram, like her makeup. She is absolutely amazing at makeup, and I just really wanted to do another look inspired by her. I've done one of her looks in the past, which was a blown out smoky eye with like a orangey red lip, I think. I'll leave the picture here of the picture that I'm talking about that I done. But yeah, I really wanted to do another makeup look inspired by her. So I'm just going to show you the picture that inspired me basically. So it was this picture here. You'll be able to see my brand new baby, my iPhone 7. So yeah, this is the picture. As you'll be able to tell, my lip option is a bit more red toned than hers. That's only because I don't have a really dark brown liquid lipstick, and I have a really dark brown lipstick, but she was wearing a liquid lip and I wanted it to be as effective as hers. So there's that picture, and then there's this picture. I was doing it the wrong way. And then there's this picture here. So as you can see, I was really inspired to do it. So if you'd like to see how I got this makeup look, guys, then please carry on watching. So to start off, I'm just going to prime my eyes. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer. Mine is in the shade Fair. Mine is in such a light shade because I use it to highlight with underneath my eyes. So I'm just going to apply this onto my eyelid. I'm taking it quite far into the inner corner, as we're going to be applying my shimmery shade in there later. So I want it to have a very good sticky base. I'm then just taking my damp beauty blender to blend that into my skin. And then I'm just grabbing my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush and this light ivory shade from the Morphe 35M palette. Not really packing that much base shadow on today, as I am going to be cutting the crease with a concealer, so I don't want it to be too cakey, if that makes sense. Also, I've been really loving using this Too Faced concealer as a primer for my eyes recently, as it has coconut water in and my eyes get very dry, so it's been very sort of nice and lightweight on the eyes, but it's still a very nice coverage. It isn't full coverage, I'd say it's more of a sort of medium, but you can build it up to full coverage. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be taking the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm just going to be taking the shade Golden Ochre for our transition shade. I'm taking that on a Zoeva 228 Luxe crease brush, and I'm just going to start applying this on the outer crease in circular motions and then back and forth into my crease. Then I'm just going to be taking the shade Burnt Orange, and I'm just going to be applying that a little bit lower than Golden Ochre. And as you'll be able to see, these shadows blend very easily, which is another reason why I use this palette for a cut crease, because with a cut crease you always need to make sure that your shadows are very softly blended and there's no like permanent harsh lines, unless you're going for that sort of look. But this palette, the shadows in it blend so easily, and also by Brookelle always tends to use a lot of ABH shadows, so that's why I'm using it. Okay, as that is nice, the crease is now nice and warm, I'm going to be taking a Morphe M506, and I'm just going to be taking the shade Rilga, this orange here. I'm going to be focusing that on the outer crease. As you can see, I'm just dragging it outwards, blending it up to those other shades, but I'm not taking it further than them. I take the 228 and I just blend above that Rilga shade, and then if you find that it's not blending so well, you can just go in with Golden Ochre and apply a little bit on the brush, and just will help it blend out. Then I'm just going to be taking the shade Love Letter, which is this bright matte pink in the palette, and I'm just applying that where we applied Rilga, just to deepen it up the shade to make it a bit more pinky. And just taking Rilga again, the orange, just to help blend it in. Then I'm just going to be taking the shade Red Ochre, which is this matte sort of aubergine shade in the palette. Just focusing that in the crease and on the outer part. I'm just going around that with Burnt Orange, just as I still want the orange poking through the red. And then more of Rilga. I'm just going to be grabbing the shade Tempera, this sort of light beigey tone. I'm just applying that on a Zoeva 230 Luxe pencil brush. Try and match my brow bone. I'm just dragging that all the way down. She seemed to have quite a sort of white brow bone, and it seemed to go down quite far on her eye. As the easy bit's out of the way, what I'm going to be doing now is concealing over my lid with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer once again, just because, like I said, this is a really lightweight concealer. So I'm just going to be popping some of the concealer on my lid, dragging it quite far. And the brush that I'm going to be using to sort of cut the crease is the MAC 242 flat shader brush, because I find this the best brush for that. Because you have a lot of like red and pinky tones in the crease, you may find that the brush gets a bit sort of pink. So what you want to do is just have a wet wipe or a tissue free to hand, so you can just wipe any pinky tones off in the process, and then just obviously go back in with the concealer. Going back over with my beauty blender just to blend that in so it's not all cakey. I'm just taking the Morphe 35C palette and Morphe 35O and taking this shade. I'm going over my lid with that. I'm just setting like the larger areas of my eye with this brush, which is a Morphe G14. This is from their Gunmetal collection. And then the bits that I can't really reach, I'm just going in with this Urban Decay Vice palette brush. And I'm also just taking a bit of Tempera from the ABH palette and just go around that. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to do some liner. So I'm just going to be taking the shade Cypress Umber from the ABH palette. Just as I find when I'm doing quite a thick liner, it's quite good to map it out with a darker eyeshadow and then go in with the liner. And I'm just using a MAC 266 angled brush to apply this. Okay, then I'm just going to go in with the gel liner. I'm taking the Maybelline Eye Studio Lasting Drama Gel Liner 24 Hour in 01 Black. And I've already put a little bit of Inglot's Duraline in this. And I'm applying it with a Sigma Small Eyeliner E10. Just put any excess on the back of my hand. Right, so as you'll be able to see, I've applied some lashes. The lashes that I applied were the Certified lashes in Cosmo, and I've applied my face makeup, but I'll run through with you what I used in a second. I'm just going to be lining my waterline with the Maybelline gel liner. Right, I'm just going to be taking the shade Cypress Umber to blend that out and make it look a bit more sort of smoky. I'm going in with a light hand on this shade. And I'm applying that on a Morphe M506. I'm just going to be going in with the shade Burnt Orange and Golden Ochre, and I'm going to mix them two together. And I'm going to apply that underneath that brown eyeshadow to help blend it out. Then I'm just going to go in with more of Cypress Umber. As I can't find my Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette, I'm going to be going in with the shade Corrupt by Makeup Geek, which is a matte black eyeshadow. And I'm taking that on a Zoeva 317 wing liner brush, and I'm going to press that underneath my lash line and pull it down into the brown. This will also help set the black liner in our waterline. And I'm going to take some of that black eyeshadow and I'm going to connect it to that wing so it meets. Then back in with Cypress Umber. I'm then just going to be applying bottom lash mascara, and for that I'm just taking the L'Oreal False Lash Sculpt, applying this first, then going in with the Max Factor Masterpiece Max. And then I almost forgot, to highlight the inner corner, I'm just going to be taking the shade Vermeer, this one here, from the ABH palette. I'm just applying that on a Morphe B42 pencil brush. I'm then just taking the MAC Vanilla Pigment on top of that, just to make it more intense. Moving on to the face, I used the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation and mixed it with the Maybelline Matte and Poreless, just as she had a matte finish to her face. She did have a little bit of highlighter, but that's about it. But the rest of her face was very matte. So for bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever, the name of it, Pro Bronze Fusion in 30M. Just going to take that around my cheekbones. Then I'm just taking the MAC Give Me Some Then to bronze up even more, because she was very bronzed in this picture, I'm going to be taking the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Sun Power. I'm just going to quickly contour my nose with the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, just to add some definition back into my face. For blusher, I'm going to be taking the Clinique Berry Pop, as she has a very sort of berry tone blush on, but it's matte. For highlighter, I'm going to be using Laura Geller Gilded Honey. By the picture, she had a very intense nose highlight. And by the details on Instagram, she was wearing MAC Oh Darling, and the Laura Geller Gilded Honey and Kiko 208 are dupes of that. And you can see by the picture it's very golden. So I'm just concentrating this on the ball of my nose. And then I'm just going to take some on my finger. For lips, I'm just going to be taking the Primark Kohl eyeliner pencil in number 20, very dark brown. And then I'm going to be applying the Colourpop Matte Liquid Lips in the shades Limbo and the shade LAX. I'm going to first start applying the lip pencil. Okay, I'm going to go in with Limbo first. Then I'm just going to go over the tiniest bit with LAX. And then back again with Limbo, just to blend them. Because Limbo is sort of the perfect colour, but it's just not dark enough, so that's why I teamed it a little bit with LAX. And then just going to set my face with the Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Amazing Makeup Fixing Spray. So this is the finished look. I just want to say this lip option is very bold, but I'm only doing this lip option for the fact that she had this sort of lip option in the picture. If you wanted to go for a nude lip, then you could totally do that, or if you wanted to go for a glossy lip, or I don't know, whatever lip option you want. But yeah, that's the only reason why I've gone for this lip option, because she had this lip colour on in the picture. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, you could wear this with a nude lip and it would look absolutely stunning, but I'm just going to leave it with this lip for today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. And if there's any other makeup tutorials that you'd like me to do inspired by another sort of celebrity or makeup artist, then please let me know, as I'd love to do them, as I really love recreating like inspired looks and everything, hence why I've done like this tutorial and the other one inspired by Brookelle. You could even just like tag me on Instagram like on a picture of someone's makeup or whatever, and I'll do that for you if you like. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. So take care, bye!